Gently close your eyes, breathe softly, and imagine a vast, shimmering expanse of ocean stretching endlessly beneath an azure sky. Now feel a subtle shift in the air, a whisper of enigma. What if within this seemingly calm expanse, ships vanish? Without a trace, planes disappear from radar, and the very laws of physics seem to bend. What dark secrets does this notorious region hold, hidden beneath the waves, calling to intrepid explorers and baffling the most seasoned minds? Hello there, and welcome to Sleepster, your cozy corner of curiosity where mysteries come with a side of serenity. Whether you're winding down after a long day, perhaps tucked under blankets with your phone propped against a pillow, or simply letting your mind float gently towards sleep, I'm so glad you're here. Tonight, we're setting our sights on a deep, enduring enigma of our planet, exploring the elusive secrets of the Bermuda Triangle. From historical accounts of vanished vessels to the chilling whispers of unexplained phenomena, this is the story of a place where reality seems to unravel, captivating human imagination for centuries. Now, I must confess, I do hope this video isn't too fascinating. After all, the goal is to help you drift off peacefully. But if you do find yourself wide-eyed at the wonder of its enduring mystery, well, at least you'll be wide-eyed and a little wiser. Before we dive deeper into this aquatic puzzle, I'd love to know, where in the world are you listening from tonight? What time is it where you are? Feel free to leave a comment and say hello. It's always such a joy to see this sleepy little community stretch across time zones and continents. If you find comfort in videos like this, equal parts knowledge and calm, a gentle tap on the like button or a quiet subscribe helps more than you know. It's a small action that supports hours of research, writing, and a whole lot of softly whispered wonder. And just before we begin, a quick reminder. While this video is full of intriguing history and captivating theories, it's not medical advice. If you're struggling with sleep regularly, it's always best to speak to a qualified professional. Video is here to relax, not to replace care. All right, let's settle in, take a breath, and begin our gentle journey into the heart of one of Earth's most perplexing enigmas. We're not seeking to definitively solve the mystery tonight, but rather to serenely explore its many facets, to consider the curious disappearances, the compelling theories, and the enduring human fascination with the unknown. Imagine a vast, almost mystical region of the North Atlantic Ocean, roughly triangular in shape, with its vertices traditionally pointing towards Bermuda, Miami, Florida, and San Juan, Puerto Rico. Over the past century, this area has become synonymous with unexplained vanishing ships found adrift with no crew, planes disappearing without a trace or distress call, leaving behind only questions and an eerie silence. What makes this particular patch of ocean so notorious? Is it a nexus of strange natural phenomena, a veil between dimensions, or simply a collection of maritime misfortunes amplified by myth and folklore? As we explore, allow your mind to drift through the currents of possibility, embracing the calm curiosity that comes with contemplating the profound unknown. The legend of the Bermuda Triangle as we know it today is a relatively modern phenomenon, largely crystallized in the mid-20th century. However, the whispers of strange occurrences in this region stretch back through centuries of maritime history, almost as long as ships have plied these waters. While the term Bermuda Triangle itself wouldn't gain widespread popularity until the 1960s. Accounts of inexplicable events, baffling disappearances, and navigational oddities predate its coinage by decades, if not centuries. Early mariners, guided by the stars and rudimentary charts, might have attributed such occurrences to sea monsters, divine wrath, or the capricious nature of the ocean itself. Yet, with the dawn of modern navigation and communication, the persistence of these incidents began to defy easy explanation, sowing the seeds of the enduring mystery. It's a testament to the power of a compelling narrative that disparate events, occurring over vast stretches of time and circumstance, could coalesce into such a potent and persistent enigma? The deep, dark waters of the Atlantic seem to hold onto their secrets with a chilling tenacity, inviting endless speculation and quiet contemplation. One of the earliest and most frequently cited incidents, often regarded as a precursor to the modern legend, dates back to the very first European voyages to the Americas. Christopher Columbus, during his momentous first journey across the Atlantic in 1492, reportedly observed several unsettling phenomena as his fleet passed through a region that would later be associated with the Triangle. His logbooks mention a sudden, peculiar compass malfunction where the needle behaved erratically, failing to point accurately to magnetic north. Such an occurrence, in an age before GPS and advanced navigation, would have been deeply disorienting and unsettling for mariners relying solely on their compasses and celestial observations. Adding to the unease, Columbus also reported witnessing a mysterious, flickering light in the distant sky, which he described as resembling a wax candle rising and falling. Days later, he noted a sudden, intense flash of light in the ocean. While skeptics today offer natural explanations, compass deviation being common and light phenomena, possibly meteor showers or bioluminescence, these early accounts, preserved in historical records, retrospectively lend an ancient, almost prophetic aura to the Triangle's mysterious reputation, suggesting an inherent oddity to the region that predates modern technology. The 19th and early 20th centuries saw an increasing number of ships navigating the bustling trade routes that crisscross the Triangle, inevitably leading to more documented disappearances. The rise of steamships, while ostensibly safer than sail, did not entirely alleviate the mysterious losses. One of the most famous and unsettling cases from this era is that of the USS Cyclops, a massive collier coal-carrying ship of the United States Navy, which vanished in March 1918, with over 300 souls aboard and a full cargo of manganese ore. The Cyclops departed Barbados heading for Baltimore and was never seen or heard from again. No distress signal was sent, no wreckage was ever found, and extensive searches yielded absolutely no clues. Its disappearance remains the single largest loss of life in U.S. Navy history outside of combat. The sheer scale of the ship, the number of crew, and the complete lack of debris made its vanishing particularly baffling. Was it torpedoed by a German U-boat, despite no evidence of German activity in the area? Did a massive storm engulf it, though no storm was reported in its last known location? Or did some more enigmatic force claim the colossal vessel? The Cyclops' vanishing, a silent gulp by the ocean, profoundly underscored the inherent dangers of the sea, and in hindsight became a chilling harbinger of the Triangle's escalating legend. Another frequently cited early case is the Carroll, a Deering, a five-masted schooner found completely abandoned and derelict off the coast of North Carolina in January 1921. The ship was sailing normally, but when discovered, its sails were set, food was on the galley stove, and the crew's personal belongings were still aboard, yet not a single soul was found. The ship's lifeboats were missing, suggesting a hurried departure, but no distress signal was sent, and no bodies were ever recovered. The Deering became one of the classic ghost ships of maritime lore, a chilling testament to the sea's capacity for leaving behind tantalizing questions without answers. While investigations considered piracy, mutiny, or a rogue wave, no definitive explanation was ever reached. The ship simply sailed into the realm of enduring mystery, its silent, empty decks a haunting symbol of unexplained vanishings that would later be associated with the Triangle. These early pre-legend disappearances, while perhaps explainable by conventional means if all facts were known, collectively built a foundational narrative of inexplicable loss, paving the way for the Triangle's ascendance into global notoriety. In the mid-20th century, a realm where fact and folklore began to intertwine with an almost irresistible pull. The whispers of strange occurrences in the Atlantic had long echoed through maritime history, hinting at an inherent oddity in certain waters, as we explored in our previous thoughts. However, the true genesis of the Bermuda Triangle as a pervasive global legend, a notorious enigma etched into the collective consciousness, begins not in the Age of Sail, but in the mid-20th century, specifically in the post-World War II era. This was a time of burgeoning technological advancement, where modern aircraft, equipped with sophisticated navigation tools and reliable radio communication, increasingly traversed the skies, and larger, more robust vessels plied the oceans. In an age when the vastness of the sea was theoretically shrinking under the precision of new instruments, the persistence of unexplained disappearances became even more baffling, almost scandalous, defying the very logic of an increasingly understood world. It was amidst this backdrop of technological confidence that a singular incident would occur, an event so perplexing, so utterly devoid of conventional explanation, that it would serve as the undeniable cornerstone upon which the entire legend of the Bermuda Triangle would be built, casting a long, chilling shadow over a particular stretch of the North Atlantic. The incident that truly ignited the modern legend, etching the Bermuda Triangle into the annals of popular mystery, was the chilling disappearance of Flight 19. This was not some ancient wooden schooner or a fragile biplane, but a squadron of 5 state-of-the-art U.S. Navy TBM Avenger torpedo bombers, formidable aircraft of their time, designed for robust, long-range missions. On a seemingly routine training flight from Naval Air Station Fort Lauderdale, Florida, on the afternoon of December 5, 1945, these 5 planes, carrying 14 experienced airmen, embarked on what should have been a straightforward navigation exercise over a triangular course. The squadron leader, Lieutenant Charles C. Taylor, a seasoned pilot with over 2,500 flight hours, was guiding his men on what was supposed to be a standard mission. The weather was clear, the planes were in good working order, and the communication channels were open. Yet, what began as a routine exercise rapidly spiraled into a nightmarish descent into disorientation and, ultimately, absolute vanishing, leaving behind an eerie silence that would echo for decades. The first hint of trouble emerged approximately 90 minutes into the flight. Radio operators at Fort Lauderdale began intercepting increasingly confused and desperate transmissions from Flight 19. Lieutenant Taylor's voice, though discernible, conveyed profound disorientation, stating that his compasses were malfunctioning, spinning wildly and rendering his navigation impossible. "We don't know where we are." Taylor's voice crackled through the static. "We must have gone off course." The base attempted to guide him, asking for his position, but Taylor's responses were increasingly erratic. He spoke of unfamiliar landmarks, of not knowing if he was over the Florida Keys or further out to sea, and chillingly reported that even the water below looked strange, or all wrong words that would later fuel theories of dimensional shifts or unseen forces. The other pilots in the squadron, seemingly equally disoriented, confirmed their own compass malfunctions and added to the desperate confusion, amplifying the sense of a shared, inexplicable navigational crisis. Despite extensive attempts by ground control to pinpoint their location using radio direction finding equipment, the signals were inconsistent, suggesting the squadron was moving erratically, perhaps even spiraling in a desperate search for bearings. As dusk began to settle over the Atlantic, the transmissions from Flight 19 became more fragmented, more desperate, punctuated by increasing static. Taylor, seemingly unsure of which direction was west towards land, reportedly argued with his co-pilots, at one point making the fateful decision to head further east, deeper into the open ocean, believing that would lead them home. His last few words, barely audible through the escalating static and fading signals, were chilling and ambiguous. It looks like we are entering white water. Why? We are completely lost. And then, a profound, unsettling silence. All 5 Avengers, 14 men, and the advanced equipment aboard simply vanished. No distress signal indicating an emergency landing, no debris floating on the surface, no oil slick, no life rafts, nothing. It was as if the squadron had been instantaneously swallowed by the vast, unyielding ocean, leaving behind an utterly pristine, undisturbed surface that offered not a single clue to their fate. The utter completeness of the disappearance defied all conventional explanations for downed aircraft. The mystery of Flight 19 intensified dramatically with a second, equally baffling disappearance that very night. Recognizing the dire situation, the Navy immediately launched a massive search and rescue operation, dispatching several planes to scour the last known area of Flight 19. Among them was a PBM Mariner flying boat, a large, robust aircraft designed for long-range patrols and sea rescues, carrying 13 crewmen. Approximately 20 minutes after its launch, the Mariner sent a routine radio message. Shortly thereafter, the naval base at Fort Lauderdale picked up a garbled, faint transmission from another ship in the area, reporting a massive explosion high in the sky. Subsequent investigation found that the Mariner had likely exploded in mid-air, while the Navy later attributed this to the Mariner's known design flaws. Flying gas tank nickname referred to a tendency for fuel vapor, leaks, the timing, and location. Near the search area for the vanishing Flight 19 added another chilling layer to the burgeoning enigma. 2 separate incidents, 6 aircraft, and 27 men, all vanished in a single evening within or near the same mysterious patch of ocean. The disappearance of Tate Stuyve. The disappearance of Tate Stuyve. While Stormel's long-last carry, long-lasting color. 2 separate incidents, sex. A piece of teeth. 7 piers was fied on 7 Semity. Why/last. Why/. We arouse. We alest. I seaside. We lev. We las we allied. We let slide, boat ad, by so separate and no, we les of the pro we less I cad. Flight 19 became the undeniable cornerstone upon which the modern legend of the Bermuda Triangle was built. Its immediate impact was profound. The U.S. Navy's official report ultimately concluded cause unknown, citing disorientation and navigational confusion, but offering no concrete explanation for the complete lack of wreckage. This official admission of bafflement, combined with the multiple aircraft, the experienced pilots, the calm weather, and the sheer chilling completeness of the vanishing, captured the public imagination like no other maritime mystery. The event seemed to defy all logical scientific explanation, pushing observers towards more unconventional, even fantastic, theories. It was in the wake of this spectacular and deeply unsettling incident that popular writers and researchers began to connect Flight 19 with earlier, seemingly unrelated disappearances in the region, seeking a common underlying cause for these maritime and aerial ENIGMAs. This compelling narrative truly crystallized in the mid-1960s. In 1964, a writer named Vincent Gaddis penned an article for Argosy magazine titled The Deadly Bermuda Triangle. This article was pivotal. It was the first widely published piece to use the now iconic term, Bermuda Triangle, and to systematically compile a list of numerous unexplained disappearances, framing them as part of a single, coherent mystery. Gaddis's compelling prose and meticulous, though often selectively presented collection of cases, profoundly resonated with a public fascinated by the unknown, transforming disparate maritime misfortunes into a singular, sinister phenomenon. His work effectively mapped the triangle into the public consciousness, outlining its boundaries and cataloging its supposed victims. This article quickly sparked widespread public interest and a flurry of further investigations and popular Writings, each adding new layers and theories to the burgeoning legend, ensuring the triangle's place in the pantheon of global mysteries. The legend then truly exploded into global notoriety with the publication of Charles Berlitz's massively popular 1974 book, The Bermuda Triangle. Berlitz, an author known for his interest in the paranormal and unexplained phenomena, compiled a dramatic and sensationalized account of numerous disappearances, vividly recounting the details and emphasizing their inexplicable nature. His book, translated into multiple languages, sold millions of copies worldwide and firmly cemented the Bermuda Triangle's reputation as a zone of supernatural activity, extraterrestrial interference, or other bizarre forces. Berlitz's narrative often leaned heavily into theories involving alien abductions, time warps, energy vortices, or remnants of advanced ancient civilizations like Atlantis causing the disappearances. While his book was widely criticized by skeptics and scientists for its factual inaccuracies, selective reporting, and disregard for conventional explanations, its sheer popularity and dramatic storytelling captured the public imagination in an unprecedented way. The book created a global phenomenon, turning a regional curiosity into a worldwide enigma, ensuring that the question of what secrets lie within the Bermuda Triangle would be pondered in quiet homes, in whispered conversations, and in countless documentaries for decades to come. What makes these disappearances, particularly those like Flight 19, so inherently perplexing and central to the legend is the consistent element of complete vanishing. Unlike typical maritime disasters, where wreckage, debris, oil slicks, or at least a distress call are usually found, many of the triangle's purported victims simply seemed to cease to exist. No lifeboats, no floating cargo, no fragments of fuselage, no telltale signs of struggle. It was as if they were instantaneously swallowed, leaving behind an utterly pristine, undisturbed surface. This complete lack of physical evidence fuels the most exotic theories, as conventional explanations for accidents almost always leave some trace. The eerie silence that followed the last garbled transmissions, coupled with the absence of any recoverable remnants, transformed these events from mere accidents into tantalizing puzzles, inviting endless speculation about the nature of the forces at play. This aspect, more than any other, has allowed the Bermuda Triangle to endure as an icon of the unexplained, continuously challenging our logical frameworks and nurturing our deep human fascination with mysteries that refuse to yield their secrets. Having gently delved into the compelling origin story of the Bermuda Triangle's modern legend, anchored by the perplexing disappearance of Flight 19 and amplified by popular narratives, we now embark on a serene yet equally fascinating exploration. We turn our curious minds towards the vast realm of scientific explanations, seeking to unravel whether the triangle's notorious reputation for inexplicable vanishings might, in fact, be attributed to the powerful, often unpredictable, and sometimes truly awe-inspiring forces of nature itself. While the allure of the supernatural, of extraterrestrial interference, or of dimensional shifts is undeniably captivating, the pursuit of understanding often reveals that even the most profound mysteries can have their roots in the complex, dynamic processes that govern our planet. This section invites us to calmly consider various natural phenomena that, when occurring in a specific geographical context, could plausibly account for many of the incidents attributed to the triangle, perhaps replacing supernatural awe with a deeper, more grounded appreciation for Earth's immense power and its relentless natural rhythms. One of the most compelling and chilling natural phenomena proposed to explain sudden, complete ship disappearances in the open ocean is the existence of rogue waves. These are not your typical large waves generated by storms. Rather, rogue waves, also known as freak waves or monster waves, are colossal, spontaneous ocean surface waves that are more than twice the size of the surrounding waves and often appear unexpectedly from directions other than the prevailing winds and waves. They are walls of water, often towering to heights equivalent to an 8 to 10-story building, reaching lengths that can span several ship lengths. Their formation is a complex process, often attributed to constructive interference, where multiple smaller waves, traveling at different speeds and directions, momentarily combine their energy and amplitude to form a single enormous peak. This can occur due to wave refraction around underwater topography, the convergence of different wave systems, or interactions with powerful currents like the Gulf Stream, which flows through the Bermuda Triangle. When a rogue wave strikes a vessel, particularly older ships not designed to withstand such extreme sudden forces, it can literally engulf the ship in its entirety, causing it to capsize and sink almost instantaneously, pulling it down into the depths before any distress signal can be sent. The immense power and sudden nature of these events mean that little to no wreckage would be left on the surface, as the ship is swallowed whole and potentially broken apart by the tremendous pressure. The chilling speed and completeness of such a sinking would perfectly align with a lack of debris frequently reported in Bermuda Triangle incidents, making rogue waves a formidable natural suspect. Beyond single immense waves, the unpredictable nature of sudden and localized severe weather phenomena also offers plausible explanations for aerial and maritime disappearances. While broad hurricanes and tropical storms are often predicted and tracked, the ocean is also prone to the rapid formation of highly localized, intense weather systems that can strike with devastating force and little warning. Microbursts, for instance, are powerful downdrafts of air that spread out horizontally upon hitting the surface, resembling a miniature inverted tornado. They can generate winds exceeding 100 miles per hour, capable of violently pushing aircraft down towards the ground or ocean, or capsizing smaller vessels. Similarly, rapidly developing intense squall sudden violent gusts of wind and heavy rain can appear almost instantaneously in clear skies, catching pilots and captains entirely off guard. The vertical motion within these cells can be so extreme that aircraft are rapidly pulled upwards or violently pushed downwards, potentially exceeding the structural limits of the airframe before a pilot can react or transmit a distress signal. Furthermore, waterspouts rotating columns of air that form over water, similar to land tornadoes, can lift vast amounts of water into the air and exert destructive forces on anything caught within their vortex. The sheer localized violence and sudden onset of such phenomena, coupled with the vastness of the ocean, could easily lead to a complete disappearance without leaving a trace, as wreckage would be scattered over a wide area or instantly pulled into the depths by the powerful currents below. The geological and oceanographic features of the Bermuda Triangle also offer intriguing scientific insights into its mysterious reputation. One of the most compelling natural hypotheses involves methane hydrates, also known as gas hydrates, or methane clathrates. These are ice-like crystalline compounds formed when methane gas is trapped within a cage of water molecules, typically found in vast quantities beneath the seafloor on continental shelves and slopes where low temperatures and high pressures prevail. The Bermuda Triangle region is known to have significant methane hydrate deposits. The theory posits that seismic activity, undersea earthquakes, submarine landslides, or even changes in ocean temperature and pressure could cause these unstable hydrate deposits to rapidly decompose. When they decompose, the methane gas is released in massive, superheated bubbles that can surge rapidly upwards from the seafloor. When these colossal methane bubbles reach the ocean surface, they dramatically reduce the density of the water within their column. Imagine a ship suddenly finding itself floating in a patch of water that has become as light and unsupportive as froth or air. A vessel, regardless of its size, would instantly lose buoyancy and sink like a stone, plunging rapidly into the depths without any time to send a distress call. The suddenness and completeness of such an event, leaving no wreckage on the surface, perfectly aligns with many of the triangle's most baffling maritime disappearances. Furthermore, if a massive plume of methane gas were to reach the atmosphere, it could potentially cause aircraft engines, particularly piston-driven engines, to stall due to oxygen deprivation, leading to an immediate, uncontrolled descent. This natural yet catastrophic phenomenon offers a chillingly plausible explanation for the infamous no-trace vanishings. Beyond the sudden expulsion of gases, the ocean's powerful currents and unique topography within the Bermuda Triangle also contribute to the difficulty in locating wreckage or understanding incidents. The mighty Gulf Stream, one of the strongest ocean currents in the world, flows directly through a significant portion of the Bermuda Triangle. This fast-moving river within the ocean can reach speeds of several knots and is capable of rapidly dispersing debris over vast areas, carrying it far from the site of an incident. Any wreckage, life rafts, or bodies would be quickly scattered and carried away, making search and rescue operations incredibly challenging, akin to finding a needle in a rapidly flowing haystack. What might be considered a disappearance in this context is simply a consequence of the debris being transported away from the expected search parameters. Furthermore, the region is characterized by exceptionally deep ocean trenches, including the Puerto Rico Trench, the deepest part of the Atlantic Ocean, plunging to depths of over 8,376 meters, 27,480 feet. Any ship or aircraft that sinks in these abyssal zones would descend to crushing depths, making recovery operations virtually impossible with current technology, effectively swallowing debris into an inaccessible void. The very vastness and depth of the ocean in this area ensures that its secrets are incredibly well guarded. Contributing to the air of mystery, then there is the intriguing, yet often overstated, role of magnetic anomalies and compass deviations. It is a well-established scientific fact that the Earth's magnetic field is not uniform. It varies across the globe. Compasses point to magnetic north, which is different from true north, and this difference, known as magnetic declination, or variation, changes depending on your location. Early mariners relied heavily on compasses and stellar navigation, and while charts provided magnetic variation data, sudden localized anomalies could indeed cause disorientation. The Bermuda Triangle is one of only two places on Earth, the other being near the coast of Japan, known as the Devil's Sea or Dragon's Triangle, where true north and magnetic north perfectly align, meaning a compass points directly to true north without needing correction. While this might sound mystical, it's a known geomagnetic phenomenon. However, geological features on the seafloor, such as localized deposits of highly magnetic rocks, can create minor temporary magnetic anomalies that could cause compass needles to deviate erratically. For pilots and sailors reliant on less sophisticated instruments or unfamiliar with such local variations, this could lead to disorientation and navigational errors, especially in bad weather or at night. While modern navigation systems like GPS have largely negated the impact of simple compass deviations, in an earlier era, this phenomenon certainly could have contributed to navigational mishaps, particularly for individuals not adequately trained or prepared for such local quirks. Crucially, any robust scientific examination of the Bermuda Triangle must also include a frank assessment of human factors. While the legend often highlights the inexplicable, a significant number of disappearances can be plausibly attributed to human error, mechanical failure, or simple misjudgment, especially given the inherent dangers of sea and air travel. Pilot or captain error, disorientation, miscalculation, or a momentary lapse in judgment can lead to catastrophic consequences, particularly in challenging conditions. The leader of Flight 19 LT, Charles Taylor, for instance, was reportedly disoriented, perhaps due to a previous incident that led him to distrust his compasses, and may have made a critical error in heading east instead of west. Sudden mechanical failure, a catastrophic engine breakdown, or a structural defect can occur without warning, plunging a vessel into immediate peril. The PBM Mariner search plane that disappeared while looking for Flight 19, as noted, likely suffered an explosion due to a known design flaw. Fire or explosion on board can also leave little trace of wreckage. Furthermore, the lack of distress calls in many incidents can be explained by the sheer speed of the event. A ship might be capsized by a rogue wave or instantly sunk by a methane bubble before its crew has any chance to send a message. Alternatively, crew members might be too preoccupied with immediate survival in a rapidly unfolding emergency to prioritize a radio call. In many cases, initial reports might be sensationalized, or details selectively highlighted to fit the mystery, while more mundane, plausible explanations are downplayed or ignored. Finally, a sober statistical analysis often serves as the most powerful debunking tool against the myth. Researchers and skeptics, most notably Larry Kush, have meticulously investigated the alleged disappearances, concluding that the number of incidents within the Bermuda Triangle is not statistically higher than in any other comparable, heavily trafficked area of the ocean, especially considering its location on a busy shipping lane and frequent hurricane path. Kush's extensive research, often involving checking original Coast Guard, Navy, and insurance records, revealed that many Bermuda Triangle mysteries were either not mysterious at all, having occurred during severe weather that explains the loss be occurred well outside the accepted boundaries of the triangle. C. Were ships or planes that were poorly maintained, overloaded, or piloted by inexperienced crews. D. Were found and explained, but the explanation was ignored in popular accounts. Or E. Were pure fabrications or exaggerations for dramatic effect. The enduring allure of the mystery, however, often overshadows these rational explanations, highlighting the human psychological need for compelling enigmas over simple facts. The beauty of science, in this context, lies not in debunking wonder, but in replacing superficial mystery with a deeper or profound understanding of the complex, powerful, and often unpredictable natural forces that shape our planet. Here is Section 7, Supernatural Theories, Exploring the Unseen and the Unexplained, meticulously expanded to meet your requirements for the Sleepster channel. Crafted in the exact style of your reference script. Title: What Secrets Lie Within the Bermuda Triangle? Unraveling its mysterious disappearances, Sleepster deep dive 2 hours. Continuing from previous sections, closing parenthesis, Section 7, Supernatural Theories. Exploring the unseen and the unexplained, having gently navigated the realm of scientific explanations. Seeking grounded natural forces to account for the enigmatic vanishings within the Bermuda Triangle. We now arrive at a different, yet equally compelling landscape of human thought, the vast and often alluring domain of supernatural theories. While science diligently strives to explain the world through observable phenomena and testable hypotheses, there remains an undeniable, deeply human fascination with what lies beyond the ordinary, with the unseen, the unexplained, and the profoundly mysterious. For many, the sheer, chilling completeness of some disappearances, ships found utterly abandoned, planes vanishing without a trace or a distress signal, defies the conventional logic of physics and meteorology, leaving a void that the human imagination instinctively rushes to fill with more extraordinary possibilities. This section invites us to calmly and contemplatively explore these more speculative, often fantastical theories, not necessarily to endorse them as fact, but to understand their enduring appeal, their roots in human wonder, and the powerful way they shape our collective understanding of this notorious patch of ocean. In the quiet depths of our minds, where curiosity meets the unknown, the whispers of the supernatural can sometimes sound the loudest, inviting us to ponder realities beyond our everyday grasp. One of the most persistent and widely circulated supernatural explanations for the Bermuda Triangle's enigmas involves the captivating and elusive presence of extraterrestrial intelligence and unidentified flying objects, UFOs. This theory posits that the mysterious disappearances are not the result of natural forces or human error, but rather the deliberate actions of beings from other worlds. Perhaps these highly advanced extraterrestrial entities are abducting ships and planes, along with their crews, for purposes far beyond our comprehension, for study, for collection, for some cosmic experiment, or even as a form of warning or intervention in human affairs. The sheer completeness of the vanishings, with no wreckage left behind, is often cited as evidence. A ship swallowed by the ocean might leave debris, but one lifted by an unseen force might leave nothing. Proponents of this theory sometimes suggest the existence of underwater alien bases hidden deep within the abyssal trenches of the Triangle, from which these advanced craft emerge and to which they return, causing disruptions to electronics, creating powerful energy fields, or simply collecting human technology and beings as they pass. Anecdotal accounts, often unverified, of strange lights in the sky or unexplained radar blips preceding disappearances are sometimes cited as circumstantial evidence. This theory resonates deeply with a broader human fascination with alien life and cosmic visitors, offering a grand, almost cosmic explanation for local mysteries, transforming maritime accidents into events of universal significance. The idea that intelligent forces beyond Earth are at play taps into a primal human curiosity about our place in the universe and the possibility of other beings observing or influencing our world, providing a compelling narrative that transcends simple human tragedy. Another incredibly popular and enduring supernatural theory ties the Bermuda Triangle directly to the legend of a lost civilization, most notably the mythical city of Atlantis. Rooted in the ancient writings of Plato, the legend describes Atlantis as an incredibly advanced civilization that mysteriously vanished beneath the waves. This theory posits that the disappearances in the Triangle are caused by the technological remnants of this submerged city. Perhaps the Atlanteans possessed advanced energy crystals or powerful machines that, even in their ruined state, continue to emit powerful energy fields, electromagnetic pulses, or even disrupt the very fabric of space-time. These devices, proponents suggest, might be malfunctioning, reactivating periodically, or being disturbed by passing ships and planes, causing catastrophic interference with their navigation systems, leading to disorientation, or even creating localized energy vortices that can instantaneously swallow vessels. Some variations of this theory even propose that massive, ancient Atlantean pyramids or structures exist beneath the seabed, their crystalline components resonating with unknown energies that affect the modern world above. The famous American psychic Edgar Cayce, known for his sleeping prophecies, even predicted that parts of Atlantis, particularly a firestone or energy crystal, would be rediscovered near Bimini, an island within the Triangle, in the late 20th century, adding a layer of prophetic mysticism to the theory. While no credible scientific evidence supports the existence of Atlantis or its energy crystals, the appeal of this theory is immense. It weaves together ancient myth, advanced technology, and unexplained mystery into a cohesive, if speculative, narrative, offering a romantic and grandiose explanation for the Triangle's enigmatic reputation, suggesting that the past holds keys to present-day anomalies, and that the very ground beneath the waves is alive with ancient, powerful secrets. Perhaps one of the most chilling and mind-bending supernatural explanations involves the concept of time warps, dimensional portals, or energy vortices. This theory posits that the Bermuda Triangle is a region where the very fabric of space-time is unusually thin or unstable, allowing ships and planes to accidentally enter temporary tiers in reality, transporting them to other times, other dimensions, or simply out of existence altogether. This would perfectly explain the complete lack of wreckage, as the vessels would not have sunk or crashed in our reality, but simply ceased to be here. Anecdotal accounts, often relayed by pilots who allegedly experienced strange phenomena in the triangle but managed to escape, sometimes mention an electronic fog or green fog. These are described as bizarre, glowing, luminescent mists or clouds that suddenly envelop the aircraft or ship, causing compasses to spin wildly, electrical systems to fail, and time itself to feel distorted before the vessel either disappears or emerges disoriented. This electronic fog is theorized to be a visual manifestation of a dimensional shift or an energy vortex, a temporary gateway between realities. Such a phenomenon would also explain the baffling reports of pilots communicating with air traffic control only to suddenly vanish in mid-sentence, as if they themselves and their entire aircraft were instantaneously pulled through a portal, leaving no trace. The implications of such time warps or dimensional shifts are profound, suggesting a universe far more complex and fluid than our everyday perception allows, where the linear progression of time and the boundaries of space are not absolute but can be breached by unknown forces. It taps into the deepest human fear of the unknown, of being plucked from reality without warning, and the existential dread of being lost not just in space, but in time itself. A truly unsettling thought for any mind beyond these specific categories. Numerous other supernatural or paranormal theories have been proposed, reflecting the boundless creativity of human speculation in the face of enduring mystery. Some theories delve into the idea of magnetic vortices or unknown energy fields that are unique to this region, causing extreme and unpredictable instrument malfunctions, leading to disorientation and subsequent loss of control for ships and aircraft. These are sometimes linked to speculative notions of ley lines, invisible lines of telluric energy believed to crisscross the Earth, with the Bermuda Triangle being a powerful nexus or intersection point that causes disruptions. Others propose plasma anomalies, sun-explained atmospheric plasma phenomena that could interfere with aircraft, electronics, or even cause direct physical damage. More folkloric explanations include sea monsters or vast, unknown cryptids lurking in the abyssal depths, capable of swallowing entire ships whole, echoing ancient myths of krakens and leviathans. The idea of haunted waters imbued with the restless spirits of previous victims or cursed by ancient tragedies also persists in some narratives, suggesting a malevolent, unseen presence. Some even speculate about unseen crystalline structures or remnants of extraterrestrial artifacts beneath the ocean floor, vibrating at frequencies that cause interference with human technology. These theories, while varied in their specifics, all share a common thread. They point to forces or entities that lie beyond our current scientific understanding, tapping into a deep-seated human need for a grander, more extraordinary explanation. For the inexplicable, the enduring appeal of these supernatural theories, despite a lack of empirical evidence, speaks volumes about the human psychological need for explanation that transcends mere scientific observation. In the face of profound mystery and the discomfort of random chance, the human mind often seeks patterns, meaning, and a sense of order, even if that order is derived from the fantastic. Supernatural explanations offer a powerful narrative that provides a sense of agency, an unseen hand or force, rather than the cold indifference of natural phenomena or the unpredictable nature of human error. They transform terrifying random accidents into a compelling, almost mythical drama. The Bermuda Triangle, in this context, serves as a powerful modern myth that fulfills a similar psychological purpose to ancient legends of sea gods, mythical beasts, or lost worlds. It offers a captivating story that fills the void of the unknown, allowing us to project our deepest fears and wildest imaginations onto a specific geographical location. This fascination is not about proving the theories right, but about embracing the profound human attraction to wonder, to the unexplained, and to the tantalizing possibility that reality might be far stranger, far more magical than our current scientific frameworks allow. It is a testament to the enduring power of questions without simple answers, inviting us to serenely explore the boundless realms of human thought and imagination. Having gently delved into the captivating realm of supernatural theories, allowing our imaginations to explore the alluring possibilities of alien abductions, lost Atlantean energies, and dimensional warps, we now embark on a serene yet equally compelling intellectual journey. We shift our focus to a more grounded perspective, the skeptical view, which meticulously seeks to unravel the myth of the Bermuda Triangle through the lens of rational inquiry, statistical analysis, and a careful re-examination of the evidence. While the human mind is undeniably drawn to mystery and the allure of the unexplained, the scientific approach, characterized by a commitment to observable data and logical deduction, often reveals that even the most profound enigmas can have their roots in prosaic, natural causes, or perhaps in the very human tendency to imbue isolated incidents with a grander, more sensational narrative. This section invites us to calmly consider the arguments of those who have rigorously investigated the triangle's notoriety, seeking not to diminish the wonder of the ocean, but to replace supernatural awe with the quiet clarity that comes from understanding the interplay of natural forces, human factors, and the powerful mechanisms of myth-making. At the very heart of the skeptical perspective lies the rigorous application of statistical analysis. It's a powerful tool for discerning genuine anomalies from mere perception. For decades, popular accounts and sensational books have propagated the idea that the Bermuda Triangle experiences a disproportionately high number of disappearances compared to other regions of the world. However, meticulous investigations by various official bodies and independent researchers have consistently challenged this assertion. One of the most prominent debunkers of the Bermuda Triangle myth is Larry Cush, an American librarian and author, whose seminal work, The Bermuda Triangle Mystery, solved 1975, meticulously re-examined hundreds of purported disappearances. Cush's methodology was simple yet revolutionary. He diligently checked original records, U.S. Coast Guard reports, Navy investigation files, insurance claims, Lloyd's of London records, and contemporary newspaper archives for each incident, cited in popular books. His findings were striking. Many incidents attributed to the triangle either never happened, were grossly exaggerated, occurred far outside the triangle's supposed boundaries, or had perfectly rational, albeit often tragic, explanations that were conveniently omitted from sensationalized accounts. For instance, many supposedly unexplained disappearances occurred during severe weather conditions, or involved ships that were poorly maintained, overloaded, or piloted by inexperienced crews. In numerous cases, wreckage was found or distress calls were sent, but these crucial details were simply left out of the mystery narratives. Cush's work fundamentally demonstrated that, when examined rigorously, the mysterious disappearances in the Bermuda Triangle do not represent a statistically significant anomaly. This statistical debunking is further bolstered by a critical understanding of traffic density. The Bermuda Triangle encompasses one of the most heavily trafficked regions of the world's oceans. It lies directly on major shipping lanes between the Americas, Europe, and the Caribbean. It is a frequent route for cruise ships, cargo vessels, private yachts, and countless aircraft traveling between densely populated areas like Florida, the Caribbean islands, and major international hubs. Given this immense volume of traffic, hundreds, even thousands, Of vessels and aircraft traversing the area daily, a certain absolute number of incidents, including disappearances, is statistically inevitable and expected. Comparing the number of incidents in the Triangle to other equally busy maritime regions around the globe, such as the North Sea, the English Channel, or the busy shipping lanes of the Pacific, reveals a comparable rate of loss without any accompanying supernatural labels. Insurance companies, whose business it is to assess risk based on hard data, do not charge higher premiums for travel through the Bermuda Triangle. If there were genuinely inexplicable losses, their actuaries would certainly reflect that in their rates. This pragmatic fact serves as a powerful counterargument to the notion of a unique, mysterious peril within the Triangle, suggesting that its notoriety stems from selective perception rather than statistical reality. The enduring power of the Bermuda Triangle myth, despite scientific and statistical debunking, can be largely attributed to well-understood myth-making mechanisms and cognitive biases inherent in human psychology. One of the most prominent is confirmation bias, a universal human tendency to seek out, interpret, favor, and recall information in a way that confirms one's pre-existing beliefs or hypotheses. Once the idea of the Bermuda Triangle Mystery is established, individuals tend to selectively remember incidents that seem to fit the narrative of the unexplained, while conveniently ignoring or downplaying those that have mundane, prosaic explanations. This leads to cherry-picking data, where proponents of the mystery often recount only the sensationalized details of an incident, deliberately omitting crucial context such as severe weather warnings, known mechanical failures, or the actual recovery of wreckage. Furthermore, outright exaggeration and fabrication have played a significant role. Stories have been embellished, details have been invented, and even entire incidents have been fabricated or repurposed to fit the compelling narrative, often in popular books and documentaries driven by the desire for sensationalism and profit. For instance, some accounts of disappearances refer to ships that were actually found or planes that landed safely elsewhere, but their resolution was simply omitted from the mysterious retelling. The human mind finds a complete, simple, if supernatural explanation more satisfying than a complex, incomplete, or mundane one, even if the latter is more accurate. Let us now calmly revisit some of the most famous cases previously discussed, but through this skeptical, debunking lens, seeking the clarity that rigorous investigation can provide. Flight 19, the cornerstone of the legend, while undeniably tragic, can be plausibly understood through a combination of human factors and environmental conditions. Lieutenant Charles Taylor, the squadron leader, was indeed disoriented. Naval records reveal he had a history of navigational difficulties and getting lost. His confusion about his exact location, his apparent distrust of his functioning compasses, perhaps due to prior misreadings, and his fateful decision to head east into the open ocean rather than west towards the mainland are all documented, possibilities contributing to the plane's running out of fuel. The complete lack of wreckage, while eerie, is not entirely unprecedented for crashes in vast, deep oceans, especially given the turbulent conditions that can scatter debris or the powerful currents like the Gulf Stream that can carry it far away from the crash site before search efforts commence. As for the disappearance of the PBM Mariner search plane, while contributing to the legend, the Navy's investigation concluded it likely exploded due to a known design flaw related to fuel vapor leaks. Though tragic, this was a recognized mechanical issue of the aircraft type, not a supernatural intervention. Similarly, the USS Cyclops, while a massive and perplexing loss, had a documented history of structural problems and was reportedly overloaded. A catastrophic structural failure or rapid sinking in adverse weather, even if not widely reported by other ships in the immediate vicinity, remains a plausible, albeit unproven, explanation for its complete disappearance in the vastness of the Atlantic. And the many ghost ships, like the Carola Deering, found abandoned, were not entirely uncommon in maritime history due to mutiny, piracy, or crews abandoning ship quickly in the face of rapidly developing severe weather or damage, without time to send distress signals. These explanations, while not always providing a single definitive answer for every case, collectively demonstrate that the incidents, when fully investigated and stripped of sensationalized embellishments, tend to conform to the known risks. Of sea and air travel, the very concept of the unexplained itself often contributes to the myth. An incident is labeled unexplained, not necessarily because it defies all rational understanding, but often because records are incomplete, key witnesses are unavailable, or the sheer vastness and depth of the ocean make recovery of evidence impossible. The difference between unexplained by available evidence and unexplainable by any means is a critical distinction that is frequently blurred in popular accounts. The human mind, uncomfortable with ambiguity and random chance, often prefers a grand, dramatic, albeit supernatural, explanation to the mundane, unsatisfying reality of "we just don't know" or "the evidence is lost." This psychological preference for a compelling narrative fuels the myth. The media amplification of the Bermuda Triangle has also played a crucial role. Popular books like those by Vincent Gaddis and Charles Berlitz, documentaries and television shows, while providing entertainment, often prioritize dramatic storytelling over factual accuracy and rigorous investigation. They sensationalize incidents, repeat unverified claims, and selectively present information to enhance the mystery, creating a self-reinforcing loop where the legend continues to grow, even in the face of compelling counter-evidence. The economic incentive of a compelling story, one that sells books and captures ratings, inadvertently perpetuates the myth, transforming a series of maritime misfortunes into an enduring global enigma. Ultimately, the skeptical view does not seek to diminish the ocean's power or the inherent risks of venturing into its vastness. Instead, it offers a calming clarity, replacing the anxiety of unknown supernatural forces with a deeper, more grounded understanding of the formidable yet predictable natural forces that govern our planet. It finds beauty not in the inexplicable, but in the rigorous investigation, the patient gathering of evidence, and the triumph of human reason in unraveling complex puzzles. This perspective encourages us to appreciate the true challenges of maritime and aerial navigation, the immense power of weather, the complexities of oceanography, and the ever-present factor of human fallibility. It's a shift from fearing a mysterious, malevolent force to respecting the profound, uninspiring power of nature, a power that needs no mythical enhancement to be truly breathtaking and, at times, tragically overwhelming. The lasting wonder, for the skeptic, lies not in the mystery of disappearance, but in the relentless human quest for knowledge, the courage of those who brave the elements, and the quiet satisfaction of understanding, even when that understanding challenges comforting, long-held myths. Having gently navigated the challenging waters of skeptical analysis, observing how rigorously applied scientific inquiry and statistical scrutiny can often unravel the threads of even the most persistent myths, we now arrive at perhaps the most deeply intriguing and universally human aspect of the Bermuda Triangle enigma, the profound, almost irresistible allure of mystery itself, and the compelling psychological and cultural reasons why we, as human beings, so powerfully want to believe in the inexplicable. Even when scientific evidence points towards natural explanations, when debunkers meticulously trace the mundane truths behind dramatic tales, the legend of the Triangle, like so many other enduring enigmas, continues to captivate, to whisper its compelling stories into the quiet corners of our minds, refusing to fully relinquish its hold. This section invites us to calmly explore the deeper currents of the human psyche, delving into the fascinating interplay of our cognitive biases, our emotional needs, and the powerful role of storytelling in shaping our collective understanding of a world that so often defies simple explanation. It reveals that our fascination with the unknown is not a weakness, but a fundamental aspect of what makes us human. A perpetual wellspring of curiosity and wonder that profoundly shapes our perception of reality. At its core, much of the human attraction to mysteries stems from a fundamental, almost primal, psychological need for order, meaning, and a coherent narrative in a universe that can often appear chaotic, random, and profoundly indifferent. The discomfort we feel with the idea that catastrophic events, ships vanishing, planes disappearing can happen purely by chance, due to unpredictable natural forces or simple human error, is surprisingly profound. Our brains are exquisitely wired as pattern-seeking machines. We are biologically predisposed to find connections, to impose order, and to discern meaning, even in the absence of objective evidence. When a few similar incidents occur within a specific geographical area, our minds, in their relentless quest for understanding, instinctively begin to knit these separate events into a larger distinctive events into a larger TNO. Why seem less as you be, when I be, delight sar? When a few similar incidents occur with this, demied, I plays. Our minds and our mind, I'm seeing it in us, by the wa which is salt. One was in a salt, we see my salt, by side my side, I may relive, I'm seged, by we relay it to you. I will lead it to us, do we say it, to me so it. More satisfying pattern, creating a narrative of a cursed place or a mysterious force. This narrative is often far more comforting in a strange way than the unsettling realization that tragedy can strike randomly, without warning, and without a discernible, external, malevolent cause. A malevolent force, a time warp, or an alien abduction, while terrifying, at least provides an explanation, an externalized source for the peril, rather than the disquieting truth that the universe is indifferent and that human endeavors are inherently vulnerable to unpredictable chance and systemic failures. This need for a cohesive story, even a supernatural one, often overrides the meticulous work of empirical investigation, as the human heart finds more solace in a dramatic tale than in a dry, inconclusive report. Furthermore, the very essence of human thought is steeped in the narrative instinct. We are, fundamentally, storytelling creatures. Unexplained events, incomplete puzzles, and missing pieces cry out for a narrative, a beginning, a middle, and an end, even if that end remains a question mark. A supernatural explanation, with its inherent drama, its potential for cosmic stakes, and its vivid imagery of unseen forces or advanced beings, is often far more compelling and emotionally resonant than a mundane account of a squall, mechanical failure, or navigational error. The mysterious tales of the Bermuda Triangle become modern myths, serving a similar function to ancient folklore that explained inexplicable natural phenomena through the actions of gods, spirits, or mythical beasts. These stories capture our imagination, allowing us to suspend disbelief and entertain possibilities that defy everyday logic. In this realm, the brain's natural tendency towards confirmation bias also plays a significant, often unconscious role. Once the idea of the Bermuda Triangle Mystery is embraced, our minds tend to selectively seek out, interpret, favor, and recall information that confirms this pre-existing belief, while conveniently ignoring or downplaying any details or evidence that might contradict it. This leads to the phenomenon of cherry-picking data, where proponents of the mystery often recount only the sensationalized details of an incident, deliberately omitting crucial context such as clear weather warnings, known structural issues of a vessel, or the actual recovery of debris that later provided a conventional explanation. The desire for the story to be true, often subtly, yet powerfully, shapes our interpretation of the facts. Beyond the cognitive biases, the allure of the unknown also taps into deeper psychological needs, providing a potent sense of awe, wonder, and an escape from mundane reality. Mysteries, by their very nature, challenge the boundaries of what we think is possible, inviting us to contemplate realms beyond our everyday understanding. This can be profoundly inspiring, pushing the limits of human thought and creativity. The Bermuda Triangle, in this sense, offers a direct challenge to established science and official explanations, which can be particularly appealing to those who harbor a natural skepticism towards authority or seek alternative truths. It provides a thrilling intellectual puzzle that doesn't demand concrete solutions, but rather invites endless speculation, allowing for a sense of intellectual freedom. For many, engaging with such enigmas also offers a welcome escape from the often monotonous or challenging realities of daily life. The idea that there are still pockets of the world where magic, or something akin to it, truly exists, where the ordinary rules do not apply, can provide a thrilling sense of adventure and wonder, infusing the world with a touch of the fantastical. This psychological comfort found in the extraordinary allows the mind to momentarily suspend disbelief, embracing a reality where the impossible might just be possible, offering a refreshing respite from the predictable, the social, and cultural. Amplification of the Bermuda Triangle myth has also played an immense role in its enduring appeal. Like ancient folklore and urban legends, stories about the triangle have spread, evolved, and become deeply entrenched in our collective memory, passed down through generations, often gaining new details and dramatic flair with each retelling. Before the age of instant information verification, these tales could flourish unchecked, building a self-reinforcing narrative that was difficult to dismantle. The media's role, too, cannot be overstated. From Vincent Gaddis's pivotal 1964 Argosy article that coined the term, to Charles Berlitz's hugely popular 1974 book, The Bermuda Triangle, which sold millions of copies and was translated worldwide. Profit motive inherent in sensationalism has undoubtedly fueled the myth. Media outlets often prioritize compelling narratives over rigorous factual accuracy, leading to a feedback loop where demand for mysterious stories creates more such stories, which in turn fuels further demand. This amplification through documentaries, TV shows, movies, and even video games perpetuates the image and details of the mystery, embedding it firmly in global pop culture, even if the underlying facts are shaky. This shared cultural narrative creates a sense of community building among believers and enthusiasts, fostering a sense of belonging and shared understanding around a common fascination. Furthermore, there's a subtle, almost unconscious comfort found in externalizing risk. If a ship or plane vanished in the Bermuda Triangle due to a time warp or a cosmic anomaly, it implies that the tragedy was not a result of human error, poor maintenance, or a lack of preparedness. This externalizes the blame, making the universe itself the culprit, which can feel less terrifying than acknowledging the inherent fallibility of human technology and judgment. It offers a sense of being a victim of forces beyond control, rather than being responsible for one's own fate or the fate of others. This psychological distancing from accountability can be a powerful, albeit subtle, driver for accepting supernatural explanations. It also provides a unique, almost special, characteristic to the area. Rather than acknowledging that similar dangers exist in all heavily trafficked ocean regions, where severe weather, mechanical failures, and human error are constant variables. The allure of the supernatural in this light can serve as a psychological coping mechanism, transforming random acts of nature or human missteps into a grander, more palatable narrative. The enduring fascination also speaks to the inherent human drive to make sense of the world, even if it means constructing elaborate myths. In a vast, complex universe, having a place where the rules might be different, where the inexplicable might truly occur, adds a layer of magic and wonder that many find deeply appealing. It allows for the possibility that our current scientific understanding is incomplete, that there are still vast realms of existence and hidden forces waiting to be discovered. Or perhaps that our perception of reality is far more limited than we imagine. This invitation to the unknown, though not always scientifically rigorous, keeps the flame of curiosity burning brightly within the human spirit. It is a testament to the power of our imagination, our capacity for awe, and our ceaseless quest for meaning in a world that often defies easy answers. The beauty is found not in definitive solutions, but in the continuous act of asking, pondering, and dreaming of what might lie beyond the veil of the understood. Ultimately, it's a human allure of mystery, as epitomized by the enduring legend of the Bermuda Triangle, serves as a poignant reminder of our deep relationship with truth and belief. It highlights that the human experience is not solely defined by verifiable facts, but also by the powerful narratives we construct, the questions we dare to ask, and the inherent comfort we find in a well-told story. Even if it pushes the boundaries of the scientifically proven, the tension between skepticism and belief, between the known and the unknowable, is a vibrant part of the human condition. It is this very tension that fuels both scientific discovery and philosophical contemplation, ensuring that our journey through understanding will always be accompanied by the whispers of mystery, guiding us to continuously look beyond the surface. In the end, the Bermuda Triangle, whether a natural marvel or a constructed myth, continues to serve as a powerful symbol of the profound wonder inherent in our world, inviting us to dream, to question, and to embrace the vastness of the unexplained with a serene and open mind. Having gently explored the intricate web of scientific explanations and delved into the profound psychological allure of the Bermuda Triangle's enduring enigma, we now expand our contemplative journey beyond the confines of a single notorious oceanic region. It becomes clear that the Triangle, in its mysterious reputation, is not an isolated phenomenon, but rather a compelling microcosm of a broader, deeply human fascination with the unexplained that spans the entire globe. Our Earth, in all its majestic beauty and astonishing complexity, harbors numerous other enduring mysteries, places, events, and phenomena that continue to baffle, intrigue, and inspire wonder, often mirroring the very perplexing characteristics attributed to the Bermuda Triangle. This section invites us to calmly consider some of these global parallels, recognizing that the human drive to make sense of the unknown, to seek patterns in chaos, and to weave narratives around inexplicable occurrences is a universal trait. By exploring these other enigmas, we can gain a deeper appreciation for the profound nature of mystery itself and the endless capacity of our world to surprise us, fostering a serene curiosity that transcends geographical boundaries. One of the most direct and compelling parallels to the Bermuda Triangle exists on the opposite side of the planet, in a similarly notorious region of the Pacific Ocean, often referred to as the Devil's Sea, or sometimes the Dragon's Triangle. This area, located off the southeastern coast of Japan, roughly encompassing the waters around Miyake Island and stretching towards Guam, shares an uncanny, almost identical reputation for baffling disappearances of ships and planes. Like its Atlantic counterpart, the Devil's Sea has long been steeped in local folklore of strange occurrences, giant creatures, and unexplained phenomena. Japanese fishermen and sailors have told tales of eerie sightings, sudden storms, and vessels vanishing without a trace for centuries. The modern legend of the Devil's Sea gained significant attention in the mid-20th century, mirroring the rise of the Bermuda Triangle's notoriety. It saw a particular surge in reported incidents during the 1950s, leading the Japanese government to commission an investigation into the area's perils. One of the most famous cases involves the disappearance of the Kaiomaru 5, a Japanese research vessel sent to investigate an earlier disappearance in the area in 1952. The ship, with its entire crew and scientists aboard, vanished without a distress call and was never seen again, adding a chilling layer to the region's enigma. Skeptical analyses of the Devil's Sea often point to similar explanations as the Bermuda Triangle. It is a highly trafficked shipping lane. It experiences frequent and severe seismic activity due to its location on the Pacific Ring of Fire. It is prone to extreme weather conditions and typhoons, and its seafloor features deep trenches and underwater volcanic activity. The presence of these natural hazards, combined with the sheer volume of traffic, counts for the number of incidents. Yet the persistent human desire for a grander explanation ensures the mystery endures, a powerful testament to the global resonance of unexplained maritime disappearances, beyond direct geographical parallels. The very concept of areas exhibiting peculiar atmospheric or energetic anomalies finds echoes in various theories surrounding the Bermuda Triangle. While not always linked to disappearances, some locations on Earth are theorized to be vortexes or energy points where electromagnetic or subtle energetic fields purportedly cause disruptions. These ideas often draw upon concepts like ley lines, invisible lines of energy believed by some to crisscross the Earth, connecting ancient sites and places of power. The theory suggests that certain intersections of these lines, like the Bermuda Triangle, might create energetic anomalies that interfere with technology or even human perception. While lacking scientific validation, these theories tap into a pervasive human belief in unseen forces shaping our reality. The Taos hum, a mysterious low-frequency hum reported by some residents in Taos, New Mexico, but not by others, and with no identifiable source, represents a localized, pervasive sensory anomaly. Its origin remains unknown. Theories range from geological activity to unique atmospheric conditions or even psychosomatic effects, but it's persistent. Unexplained nature parallels the anecdotal electronic fog or inexplicable sensory experiences reported in the Bermuda Triangle. These phenomena, whether localized or global, underscore our fascination with places where the ordinary rules seem to bend, where senses might be deceived, or where subtle energies might be at play, feeding the human desire for a hidden layer of reality beyond the immediately observable. The allure of ghost ships and crews vanishing without a trace, a hallmark of many Bermuda Triangle incidents, is a narrative that finds classic resonance in other historical maritime mysteries. The most famous example is undoubtedly the Mary Celeste, a brigantine found completely abandoned and derelict in the Atlantic Ocean in 1872. The ship was perfectly seaworthy, its cargo intact, the crew's personal belongings undisturbed, food on the galley stove, yet not a single soul was found. Aboard, the last entry in the logbook was days prior. The utter lack of a plausible explanation for the crew's disappearance, no signs of struggle, no distress, just an empty ship has cemented the Mary Celeste's place as the quintessential ghost ship. Fueling centuries of speculation, theories have ranged from piracy, mutiny, and insurance fraud to more exotic ideas like an encounter with a sea monster, a waterspout, or even a sudden, undetected emission of toxic fumes from its alcohol cargo. While the most widely accepted, though still unproven theory, involves the crew temporarily abandoning ship due to fears of an explosion from alcohol vapors, only to be lost at sea due to a sudden squall, the enduring mystery lies in the complete lack of human presence. This echoes the chilling completeness of vanishings in the Triangle, tapping into the primal fear of being erased without a trace, of a vessel sailing silently on while its inhabitants simply cease to be, a narrative far more terrifying and compelling than a simple sinking dot beyond the maritime realm. Instances of perplexing disappearances also manifest on land, offering compelling parallels to the Triangle's aerial and naval enigmas. The Dyatlov Pass incident, a chilling event from 1959 in the Ural Mountains of Russia, serves as a poignant example. A group of 9 experienced hikers mysteriously died under bizarre and inexplicable circumstances. Their tent was found ripped, Open from the inside, some bodies were partially clothed in freezing conditions, and others showed signs of inexplicable internal injuries with no external trauma or even hints of radiation. The official Soviet investigation closed the case, attributing the deaths to an unknown compelling force. Theories have ranged wildly, from a rare type of avalanche to infrasound causing panic, secret military experiments, or even encounters with cryptids. The absolute lack of a clear, universally accepted explanation, the strange details, and the complete vanishing of definitive answers fuel a persistent fascination, drawing direct parallels to the Bermuda Triangle's perplexing incidents where all evidence simply ceases to exist. Both cases involve the human mind struggling to reconcile a lack of evidence with a need for a coherent explanation. Whether scientific or supernatural, ancient enigmas and archaeological puzzles also resonate with the Bermuda Triangle's mystique, particularly theories involving lost civilizations or advanced technology. The Nazca lines in Peru, massive geoglyphs etched into the desert floor, depict animals, plants, and geometric shapes, some stretching for hundreds of meters. Their immense scale means they are only fully comprehensible from high altitudes. Mystery lies in how and why they were created by a civilization lacking apparent aerial capabilities. Speculation has ranged from sophisticated surveying techniques to, more exotically, signals for or remnants of ancient astronauts or ties to advanced, lost technologies. This echoes the Atlantean theories proposed for the Bermuda Triangle. Idea that ancient, highly advanced knowledge or powerful devices, remnants of a forgotten civilization, might subtly or catastrophically interfere with modern times, causing unexplained phenomena. These ancient puzzles, like the triangle, invite us to question the limits of known human history and ponder if older, more advanced civilizations might have left behind technologies or energies that still subtly influence our world, connecting the distant past to present-day anomalies and adding a layer of deep historical mystery to our planet's enigmatic sites. The Earth itself seems to possess its own subtle, persistent enigmas that defy easy classification, resonating with the very core of the Bermuda Triangle's mystique. Consider the concept of Earth energies or ley lines. Long believed by some to be invisible lines of force or energy crisscrossing the planet, often connecting ancient megalithic sites or places of spiritual significance. While dismissed by mainstream science, the idea that certain geographical locations, like the Bermuda Triangle, might be powerful vortexes or nodes in this unseen energy grid, influencing electromagnetic fields and potentially causing disruptions, persists in popular belief. These are often described as regions where the veil between realities is thin, or where natural energies are unusually concentrated, while not causing disappearances. Other natural phenomena, like the Hessdalen lights in Norway, persistent, unexplained luminous phenomena observed in a valley, or Earthlights reported in various seismic zones, suggest that our planet holds many geological or atmospheric secrets that can manifest as strange visual or energetic displays. These phenomena, whether fleeting or continuous, serve as reminders that the Earth itself is a dynamic, living system, capable of generating mysteries that challenge our current scientific frameworks, keeping the spirit of exploration and wonder alive far beyond any single notorious location. Ultimately, the human fascination with these other enduring mysteries of Earth, from the silent tragedy of ghost ships to the baffling deaths at Dyatlov Pass, from ancient ground drawings visible only from the sky to strange lights in remote valleys, highlights a universal truth. Our world is infinitely complex, often unpredictable, and perpetually capable of generating phenomena that lie beyond our immediate comprehension. These puzzles, whether eventually solved by scientific inquiry or destined to remain in the realm of the unexplained, serve a vital purpose. They fuel our innate human curiosity. They stretch the boundaries of our imagination, and they remind US of the vastness of what we still don't know. The Bermuda Triangle, in this broader context, is simply one of many global echoes of the same human drive to understand the unknown, a symbol of our enduring quest for meaning in a world brimming with both profound scientific clarity and beautiful, enigmatic mystery. This recognition of Earth's rich tapestry of unanswered questions, rather than unsettling, can be a deeply calming realization, fostering a sense of humble awe for the living planet beneath our feet and the boundless wonders that await discovery or perhaps will remain forever just beyond our grasp. Having gently journeyed through the unsettling possibilities of supernatural theories and navigated the clarifying waters of skeptical analysis, observing how rigorously applied scientific inquiry can often unravel the intricate threads of even the most persistent myths, and having broadened our gaze to other global enigmas, we now confront a deeply compelling and universally human question. Why? Despite the compelling scientific explanations, the statistical debunking, and the historical clarifications, does the myth of the Bermuda Triangle and, indeed, other enduring mysteries like it persists so powerfully and relentlessly in the human mind. This isn't a challenge to our intellect, but an invitation to a serene, circumspective exploration of the human psyche itself, delving into the fascinating interplay of our cognitive biases, our fundamental emotional needs, and the pervasive, often subconscious, power of storytelling and myth-making in shaping our collective understanding of a world that so often defies simple, neat explanations. It reveals that our fascination with the unknown is not a flaw, but a fundamental, deeply rooted aspect of what makes us human. A perpetual wellspring of curiosity and wonder that profoundly shapes our perception of reality, even in the face of counter-evidence at its core. Much of the human attraction to persistent mysteries stems from a fundamental, almost primal, psychological need for order, meaning, and a coherent, compelling narrative in a universe that can often appear chaotic, unpredictable, and profoundly indifferent to our human desires for predictability. The inherent discomfort we feel with the idea that catastrophic events, ships vanishing without a trace, planes disappearing from the sky can happen purely by random chance, due to unpredictable natural forces or simple human error, is surprisingly profound and deeply unsettling. Our brains, as we explored earlier, are exquisitely wired as pattern-seeking machines. We are biologically predisposed, almost compelled, to find connections, to impose order where none may objectively exist, and to discern meaning even in the absence of clear empirical evidence. When a few similar tragic incidents occur within a specific geographical area, particularly if they are dramatic or incomplete, our minds, in their relentless quest for understanding and narrative coherence, instinctively begin to knit these separate, disparate events into a larger, more satisfying pattern, creating a compelling story of a cursed place, a special zone, or a mysterious, malevolent force. This overarching narrative, whether natural or supernatural, is often far more psychologically comforting in a strange, paradoxical way than the unsettling realization that tragedy can strike randomly, without warning and without a discernible external or malevolent cause, a time warp, an alien abduction, or a hidden Atlantean energy. While terrifying in their implications, at least provide an explanation, an externalized source for the peril, offering a sense of control over the uncontrollable rather than the disquieting truth that the universe is indifferent, and that human endeavors are inherently vulnerable to unpredictable chance and systemic failures. This deep human need for a cohesive, powerful story, even a supernatural one, often overrides the meticulous work of empirical investigation and logical deduction. As the human heart and mind frequently find more solace in a dramatic, memorable tale than in a dry, inconclusive, or overly complex scientific report. Beyond these fundamental cognitive and emotional drivers, The enduring power of the Bermuda Triangle myth is also deeply embedded in the very essence of human thought, the narrative instinct. We are, fundamentally, storytelling creatures. Our understanding of the world, our transmission of knowledge, and our very sense of self are built upon stories. Unexplained events, incomplete puzzles, and tantalizingly missing pieces cry out for a narrative, a beginning, a middle, and an end, even if that end remains an open question mark. A supernatural explanation with its inherent drama, its potential for cosmic stakes, its vivid imagery of unseen forces or advanced beings, and its ability to tap into ancient archetypes is often far more compelling and emotionally resonant than a mundane account of a squall, mechanical failure, or navigational error. The mysterious tales of the Bermuda Triangle thus become powerful, modern myths, serving a similar function to ancient folklore that explained inexplicable natural phenomena through the actions of gods, spirits, or mythical beasts. These stories effortlessly capture our imagination, allowing us to suspend disbelief and entertain possibilities that defy everyday logic, providing a thrilling sense of intellectual adventure. In this captivating realm of storytelling, the brain's natural tendency towards confirmation bias also plays a significant, often subconscious, and highly influential role. Once the idea of the Bermuda Triangle Mystery is firmly established as a belief, our minds instinctively and unconsciously begin to selectively seek out, interpret, favor, and recall information that confirms this pre-existing belief, while conveniently ignoring or downplaying any details or evidence that might contradict it. This leads to the phenomenon of cherry-picking data, where proponents of the mystery often recount only the sensationalized details of an incident, deliberately omitting crucial context such as clear weather warnings that were ignored, known structural issues of a vessel, or the actual recovery of debris that later provided a perfectly conventional explanation. The pervasive desire for the story to be true, to maintain its compelling power, often subtly, yet powerfully, shapes our interpretation of the objective facts, prioritizing narrative over evidence. The social and cultural amplification of the Bermuda Triangle myth has also played an immense and crucial role in its enduring appeal and widespread persistence across generations and continents. Like ancient folklore and persistent urban legends, stories about the triangle have spread rapidly, evolved through countless retellings, and become deeply entrenched in our collective memory, passed down through various channels, often gaining new, dramatic details and tantalizing flair with each successive retelling. Before the age of instant information, verification, and global communication, these tales could flourish unchecked, building a self-reinforcing narrative that was incredibly difficult to dismantle. The media's relentless role, too, cannot be overstated. In this process, Vincent Gaddis's pivotal 1964 Argosy magazine article that famously coined the term Bermuda Triangle, to Charles Berlitz's hugely popular 1974 book, The Bermuda Triangle, which sold millions of copies worldwide and was translated into numerous languages. The clear profit motive inherent in sensationalism has undeniably fueled and perpetuated the myth. Media outlets frequently prioritize compelling, dramatic narratives over rigorous factual accuracy and meticulous investigation, leading to a powerful feedback loop where the demand for mysterious stories creates more such stories, which in turn fuels further public demand. This relentless amplification, through countless documentaries, television shows, feature films, and even video games, continuously perpetuates the image and specific details of the mystery, embedding it firmly in global popular culture, even if the underlying factual basis remains shaky or has been debunked. This shared cultural narrative creates a strong sense of community building among believers and enthusiasts, fostering a unique sense of belonging and shared understanding around a common fascination, where the shared belief becomes a powerful social glue. Furthermore, there is a subtle, almost unconscious, and deeply comforting psychological aspect found in the act of externalizing risk. If a ship or plane vanished in the Bermuda Triangle due to a time warp, an alien abduction, or a cosmic anomaly, it subtly implies that the tragedy was not a direct result of human error, inadequate maintenance, or a lack of preparedness. This effectively externalizes the blame, placing the cause of the peril outside of human control and responsibility, making the universe itself the ultimate culprit. This can feel less terrifying and more palatable than acknowledging the inherent fallibility of human technology, the limits of human judgment, and the unpredictable, often brutal, power of nature. It offers a sense of being a victim of forces utterly beyond one's control, rather than being responsible for one's own fate or the fate of others. This psychological distancing from accountability can be a powerful, albeit often subconscious, driver for accepting supernatural or extraordinary explanations. It also provides a unique, almost special, characteristic to the area, transforming it into a place of unique peril, rather than simply acknowledging that similar dangers exist. In all heavily trafficked ocean regions where severe weather, mechanical failures, and human error are constant, omnipresent variables, the allure of the supernatural in this context can subtly serve as a psychological coping mechanism, transforming random acts of nature or human missteps into a grander, more compelling, and ultimately more psychologically palatable narrative that makes sense of the senseless. The concept of cognitive biases is essential to fully grasp the persistence of the myth. Beyond confirmation bias, the availability heuristic plays a significant role. Easily remembered or highly sensationalized events, like the vanishing of Flight 19, are perceived as being more frequent or more likely than they actually are, simply because they are more readily brought to mind. This overestimation of frequency contributes to the belief in the triangle's unique danger. The clustering illusion also contributes where the human tendency to see patterns in random data leads individuals to connect unrelated incidents and perceive them as part of a grander, underlying design. Furthermore, the narrative fallacy describes our tendency to fit disparate facts into a coherent, compelling story, even if that story is ultimately incorrect or incomplete. We prefer a good story over raw, fragmented data, and the Bermuda Triangle provides a rich narrative canvas. This inherent drive to find meaning and connection, even where none objectively exists, ensures that the myth continues to be woven and rewoven by human minds. The anchoring bias, where initial pieces of information or dramatic explanations, like those in early popular books, unduly influence subsequent interpretations, also makes it difficult to dislodge the myth once it has taken root. As new debunking, information is often filtered through the established dramatic lens. Finally, the inherent lurking unknown and the genuine scientific humility within the boundaries of current knowledge also contribute subtly to the myth's persistence. Even scientists readily acknowledge the limits of our current understanding. The universe is vast, complex, and holds many genuine mysteries that are yet to be solved. This legitimate gap in scientific knowledge is sometimes where persistent, popular mysteries find fertile ground as the human mind, uncomfortable with a void, fills it with speculation. The universe truly is vast and complex, and we do not know everything about it. This genuine scientific humility, the acknowledgement of the immense frontiers of the unexplained, can be misinterpreted by some as validation for mystical or supernatural explanations, as if science doesn't have all the answers, therefore anything is possible. While science tirelessly seeks to reduce mystery through systematic inquiry, the human mind often resists the complete demystification of certain phenomena. The paradox is that understanding can also be beautiful, but the path to understanding might be less exciting or dramatic than a supernatural tale. The allure of pushing the boundaries of science and exploring true, Unresolved frontiers is undeniable, but the persistence of myths often lies in the human preference for a comforting story over a complex, incomplete, or prosaic truth. Ultimately, the enduring fascination with the Bermuda Triangle and similar global enigmas serves as a poignant reminder of our deep relationship with truth, belief, and the narratives we construct. It highlights that the human experience is not solely defined by verifiable facts, but also by the powerful stories we create, the profound questions we dare to ask, and the inherent comfort we find in a well-told tale, even if it pushes the boundaries of the scientifically proven. The continuous tension between skepticism and belief, between the known and the unknowable, is a vibrant and essential part of the human condition. It is this very tension that fuels both scientific discovery and philosophical contemplation, ensuring that our journey through understanding will always be accompanied by the soft whispers of mystery, guiding us to continuously look beyond the surface, to question, and to embrace the vastness of the unexplained with a serene and open mind. As our quiet, profound journey through the intricate world of the nervous system and the captivating enigma of the Bermuda Triangle gently culminates, having traversed the scientific explanations, explored the human allure of the unexplained, and considered other enduring mysteries of our planet, we now arrive at the most serene and ultimately the most comforting insight of all. It is here, at the very edge of our understanding, that we discover a unique, enduring pathway to tranquility, the profound ability to find a deep sense of peace and boundless wonder, not despite the unknowable, but precisely and beautifully within its vast, shimmering embrace. This is the timeless paradox of peace in mystery, the tranquil realization that contemplating immense, often incomprehensible enigmas, far from inducing anxiety or a chilling sense of cosmic insignificance, can instead serve to gently our most persistent personal worries, to dissolve the relentless grip of daily anxieties, and to quietly usher in a profound, pervasive sense of calm and a serene acceptance of our beautiful, yet tiny, place in the grand unfolding cosmic dance. This section invites us to embrace mystery not as a void of ignorance to be feared, but as a fertile ground for boundless wonder, fostering a serene humility that profoundly nourishes the soul and guides us towards a deeper, more enduring calm. Even as we prepare for sleep, the very act of consciously contemplating magnitudes that utterly defy our direct experience, whether it's the astonishing scale of the cosmic web, the mind-bending concept of a universe as a brain cell, or the chilling tales of ships vanishing without a trace in a specific oceanic expanse, can trigger a profound and deeply liberating psychological shift. Our everyday concerns, those persistent eddies of stress that swirl in our minds, the weight of our deadlines, the minor frustrations that so often consume our waking thoughts, or the nagging anxieties about the future, can suddenly appear infinitesimally small when viewed through such a grand, cosmic, or even mythological lens. This transformative feeling is akin to what astronauts often describe as the overview effect, a profound cognitive and emotional shift reported by space travelers who, upon viewing Earth from the serene vantage point of orbit, experience a humbling sense of awe, unity, and deep interconnectedness. From that perspective, their personal troubles and earthly divisions suddenly seem trivial and insignificant against the fragile, luminous planets suspended in the vast, indifferent beauty of space. In a similar vein, our journey through the Bermuda Triangle's enigma, by placing its mysteries within the context of a universe full of greater unknowns, invites us to internalize this same calming overview effect. It transforms our perspective from being isolated, fragile beings into feeling like an intricate, though tiny, part of something unimaginably grand, living and deeply connected. This profound shift fosters a sense of gentle humility that is remarkably liberating, allowing the relentless pressure of self-importance and the tight grip of control to gently dissipate, replaced by a quiet, pervasive sense of belonging to something far vaster and more ancient than ourselves. This liberating detachment from the immediate and the mundane is often accompanied by the profound realization that mystery itself is not a void, but a fertile, boundless ground for wonder and continuous discovery. For centuries, humanity has tirelessly striven to unravel the universe's countless secrets. Driven by an insatiable curiosity and the scientific method's relentless empirical pursuit of knowledge. Yet, the persistent allure of enigmas like the Bermuda Triangle and the very concept of a fundamentally unknowable reality gently remind us that not everything needs to be solved, categorized, or neatly explained to possess immense value, beauty, or profound meaning. In fact, the unanswered questions, tantalizing glimpses of truths that lie just beyond our current grasp, can often be far more inspiring and creatively stimulating than definitive, all-encompassing answers. The allure of the unsaid, the majestic beauty of the unquantifiable, the quiet, almost spiritual beauty found in incomplete knowledge, these are powerful, almost magnetic, forces that invite continuous contemplation, spark boundless imagination, and foster a deeper, more enduring sense of awe. Instead of causing existential angst or intellectual frustration, the idea that the universe might be inherently mysterious, or even fundamentally alien to our full comprehension, can be deeply comforting. It releases us from the cognitive burden of having to comprehend everything, of constantly striving for absolute certainty, allowing our minds to serenely rest in the boundless expanse of the unknown. This calm acceptance of limits is not a surrender of intellectual curiosity, but rather a mature and profound acknowledgement of the universe's inherent complexity. Ensuring that our sense of wonder remains perpetually alive, eternally nourished by the endless possibilities that lie just beyond our current horizon of knowledge and understanding. Furthermore, finding a deep sense of peace in the unknowable means cultivating the profound humility of unknowing. Our modern world often relentlessly demands definitive answers, quick solutions, and a sometimes false sense of absolute certainty in every domain. Yet, the most profound scientific and philosophical inquiries often lead us precisely to the very edge of what can be known, simultaneously revealing the vast, humbling expanse of our own ignorance. Philosophers, like the poet John Keats, have spoken eloquently of negative capability, the unique human capacity to be in uncertainties, mysteries, doubts, without any irritable reaching after fact and reason. This profound ability to comfortably dwell in ambiguity, to sit with unanswered questions without feeling an insistent compulsion to impose premature closure or fabricated solutions, is a hallmark of true intellectual maturity and a clear pathway to deep, lasting inner peace. When we calmly accept that some ultimate questions about the universe, about consciousness, or about the nature of an infinitely vast cosmic mind may simply be beyond the current or even future limits of human comprehension, we free ourselves from a relentless, often frustrating, and ultimately unfulfilling pursuit. This humility transforms uncertainty from a source of anxiety into an open, inviting landscape for continuous, gentle contemplation. Recognizing that the universe's grandest truths may operate on principles entirely different from our current biological or cosmological frameworks. It is a peaceful surrender to the inherent, beautiful mystery of being, allowing our minds to float gently in the boundless sea of the unknown, unburdened by the exhaustive need for definitive answers, fostering a tranquility that transcends. Understanding in this state of embracing the unknowable, we can paradoxically find a profound and deeply personal meaning in the very flow of existence. If our universe is indeed a grand cosmic thought, a single vast brain cell pulsating within an unimaginably vast mind, then our own existence, our every experience, and every precious moment of our consciousness becomes an intrinsic, cherished, and irreplaceable part of that grand, ongoing thought. We are not just isolated ephemeral specks in a cold, indifferent cosmos, but rather active participants. Tiny conscious sparks woven intricately into a potentially living, breathing cosmic awareness. Meaning, in this unique context, is not found in discovering a singular, external, predefined answer to the universe's ultimate purpose. Instead, it is found in the very experience of being, in the profound act of participation in this grand unfolding cosmic process. The fleeting joy of a new discovery, the comforting warmth of a deep connection, the breathtaking beauty of a starlit night sky, the serene contentment of a peaceful sleep. These subjective experiences become integral, vital facets of the cosmic thought, unique contributions to the universal consciousness. Our purpose shifts from seeking external validation or a fixed, grand goal to simply existing authentically, being fully present in the continuous unfolding of the cosmic narrative. The true beauty lies in the journey itself, in the continuous process of unfolding, rather than in reaching a final static destination of absolute knowledge. This perspective can infuse every moment of our lives with a sense of profound significance, transforming the mundane into the miraculous. Simply by recognizing our inherent, undeniable connection to the grandest, most beautiful mysteries that exist, this liberating power of surrender is perhaps the most direct and potent pathway to inner peace that the cosmic neuron hypothesis, and indeed all such grand contemplations, gently illuminate. Surrendering the relentless need for absolute control over cosmic scale or ultimate reality, allowing the mind to rest in the sheer vastness, consciously dissolving personal anxieties and letting go of the illusion of complete individual control over every outcome. This profound act of surrender directly parallels the very essence of sleep itself. Each night, we consciously surrender our control. We release the tight grip of our conscious mind on the day's events, trusting our bodies and the universe to guide us through natural cycles of rest and restoration. We implicitly trust that the sun will dutifully rise again, that our bodies will recover and mend, and that the world will continue its course without our constant, conscious vigilance. This daily, involuntary practice of letting go, when consciously applied to our contemplation of the universe, extends that profound sense of trust to the grandest possible scale. It is a powerful form of mindfulness where the focus on the infinite allows our personal worries and stresses to recede into a gentle, distant hum, providing a deep, almost existential lullaby. This unknowing becomes a sanctuary, a sacred, quiet space where the relentless demands of logic and certainty can be gently set aside, leading to a deeper, more profound form of internal peace that transcends all conventional understanding. It's a comforting acceptance of what is, without the need for absolute definition, the very mysteries of the universe. Then, those questions that science has yet to answer, those realms that philosophy continues to debate, transform from sources of anxiety into a cosmic lullaby, a vast, comforting presence that cradles our existence. The vastness of space is not cold or uncaring. It is simply immense, operating on principles that transcend our human scale, yet consistently allowing for the emergence of life and consciousness within its boundless expanse. The profound silence of interstellar space, the slow, majestic dance of galaxies across cosmic eons, the quiet, pervasive hum of existence itself, these can be perceived as the very rhythm of cosmic peace, a gentle, omnipresent force holding everything in its embrace. The idea of being held by the universe like a child cradled in a vast, gentle, and utterly accepting embrace can be profoundly soothing, transforming cosmic scale from a source of anxiety into a wellspring of security, belonging, and serene contentment. This quiet acceptance, this embracing of the unknowable as an intrinsic, beautiful part of the profound mystery of being, allows our minds to rest, to truly rest in the boundless potential of existence. It is a powerful call to breathe deeply, to simply be present in the moment, and to trust in the magnificent, incomprehensible unfolding of everything. This contemplation, far from unsettling, leads to a deep, pervasive calm, gently dissolving the boundaries of individual consciousness into the vast, peaceful sea of universal being, a feeling of deep connection and quiet belonging that resonates with the very core of Sleepster's mission and philosophy.